Now, here's the part that is one more encouragement. Encouragement is, let's just say you were driving down the road, you was texting, you hit somebody, fly over your hood. You get out of the car, there's a 16-year-old kid there that you hit. You so shocked, you stand there until the police comes and they arrest you. You're speechless. You get to the courtroom, that trial date comes, man, and there you are standing before this judge, and he has rage in his eyes. He sentenced you immediately to the execution chair. You trying to figure out, like, man, I ain't get a fair trial. What's the deal? And you find out later, the son that you hit was the judge's son. So they schedule you immediate execution. Man, they put you in an electric chair. They put your helmet on your head. All of a sudden, here comes the judge right before the execution is about to flip the switch. You trying to figure out what the heck is going on?
What do you want now?
What do you want now? But his eyes are not enraged. His eyes are full of compassion. He calls his 18-year-old son in the room, the brother of the son you hit. His son comes to the room and says, Dad, what's up? What do you need? The judge says, Dad, you remember what we talked about? He says, yeah, I remember what we talked about, Dad. He says, hand me the keys. The 18-year-old son grabs the keys from his father, goes over and takes all of your contraptions, take the electrical bucket off your head, and tells you to stand up. His son, his innocent son, hugs you and sits into your place in that chair. He says, Dad, I'm ready. Dad comes over, straps his son in. You're sitting there watching in complete amazement. You're shocked. You're trying to figure out, like, what's going on here? Judge goes out of the room. Guess who flips the switch? The judge. Yeah. The judge flips the switch on his what? His innocent son. It's the second one. The body starts shaking. He says, Father, it is finished. Why have you forsaken me? The son dies. Judge comes back in the room. He sees you standing there. Sees his son been fried. He falls on his knees. He says, would you accept what my son has done in this chair for you? If you accept it, you're free to go. I can no longer charge you with the crime because my son has paid it off for you. You only got two choices. You can stand there and reject it. And if you reject it, how does his daddy feel? If you reject it.
Oh, he's more than enraged.
Oh, more than enraged. Yeah. But if you embrace it, he stands up and says, hey, go live your life according to the mercy we've showed you today. Your whole life will change. You'll never be the same. Anytime you think about murder, it should make you tremble because of the love. It's not because of the fear. So 2,000 years ago, God flipped the switch on his baby boy. Watched him get suffer for what we did to him. So if you accept it right now, he'll embrace you. He'll never let you go. He'll never bring wrath on you because his son paid it off for you. But if you reject it and stand before his dad one day, if you go to hell, it's not Satan is going to be punishing you. It's going to be his daddy. So the good news is he made a way. All you have to do is just embrace it, give your life up to follow Jesus, man. And you don't have to be afraid of the wrath that's going to come. And you go to be 100%. You don't have to worry about being 0%. I ain't going to kick my kids out of the house because they're doing wrong. They're my kids. I pay it off. But I train them. That's the whole story. That's all. If you want to know what the Bible says, you want to know what the whole central message of the Bible, that's it in a nutshell. What y'all think?
Yeah. I'm glad I need to know that today. I needed that today.
You serious?
I mean, obviously it was coincidental. I mean, not even coincidental.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it happened for a reason.
Say it again?
It put you in the right place, right time.
It sure did, man.
That's it.
Yeah, man. So, man, I appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
You guys are awesome, man. Hey, red, yellow, green, man. Where y'all feel like y'all? Just something to think about. Red says, I don't want to follow Jesus. Yellow light says, man, I got a lot of stuff I don't want to necessarily give up. Let me think about it for a while before I come into that relationship. Because you date for a while before you marry. Right. Some people want to think about dating Jesus for a while before they commit. Because you got to count the cost. Like, if you're going to follow him, you got to think, like, man, am I ready to do this? Man, it took a while. For me it took a while, but it finally clicked in for me. And yellow green says, and you know what? I'm going in. I'm going to let him work with me. I'm not trying to play no more. I'm ready to go. Where y'all feel like y'all at?
I feel like
I'm yellow.
By yellow?
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, because
yeah,
there's a lot.
It's a lot.
In-betweens.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own opinions about everything.
Yeah.
I definitely know that there's a higher power.
Gotcha.
But there's other
ways to go.
Other sides to it, but I definitely know that there's a higher power to it. Yes, sir.
That's great. Yeah. The only difference between Jesus and every other higher power in the world is every other one says you can perform to get in, to be right with the Creator.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to make it by performance.
Right.
Nobody. Jesus says nobody can perform, and you need me. That's all every other religion in the world says. You work. Jesus says it's been finished. If you try to work for that higher power, you're in trouble.
Right.
Because you're not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
Jesus says you're not going to perform. That's why you need me to be perfect.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So
that
just
makes
something
sense.
just wrestle with, just to think about. And man, you guys, I'll give you my number. Man, you guys could call me anytime.
Sound good.
Anytime in your life.
Sounds
All right,
great.
guys, man, y'all go ahead and go, man. You guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. Y'all want me to send it to you? I want me to.
Yeah, you can send it to me.
All right.